the Lions spent the offseason getting some really good players, drafted some good guys, got some free agents. And then the best part is, and really what the plan is for those first couple years that Brad Holmes drafted, those guys are now coming into year 2 and 3. You combine that with free agents and another good draft, and we got something. But I think there's a newcomer that we got free agency that's poised to be the most valuable player, not just on the Detroit Lions, not only the Lions' best player, but maybe in the NFL. And that's our guy, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Now, every year since he's been in the league, 60, 70 tackles, always around the ball, getting interceptions. But this last year led the league with 6 interceptions. He's physical, knows the game. He's going to be going into his 5th season. The guy is really good. So let me just show you what this means for the Detroit Lions. We'll get into CJ Gardner-Johnson more specifically, but this is a depth chart going into week 2 of last year. Week 2 of last year, we would have Jeff Okudah, Will Harris starting. Owarie was questionable, inactive at this time, so that's our guys. Okudah, Harris, and Bobby Price. Jerry Jacobs is still injured at this time. Nickelback, Mike Hughes, not terrible, not great. And at safety, it's Tracy Walker and Deshaun Elliott. Again, not terrible here. But now you flip over to what we have. It's Cameron Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley with Jerry Jacobs backing up and Will Harris backing up. So you're now a lot more depth there. CJ Gardner-Johnson can be corner, can be safety, Kirby, Tracy, Brian Branch, Iffy. So now there's 8 or 9 guys versus, where was it here? 2, 3. Instead of 3 or 4 guys, a rookie Kirby Joseph, you now have 9 defensive backs. And so that's huge. So when it comes to CJ Gardner-Johnson, he has let his play do the talking on the Lions practice field. He's led by example, high degree of energy on the defensive side of the ball. We've seen interviews with him. This guy is so pumped for this season, just coming off a Super Bowl loss. The guy's played in big games. He's been on great teams with the Saints and the Eagles. Now he's going to bring that to the Detroit Lions. And he's clearly made it known that he wants to win, and he's instilled that winning mentality in his teammates. He's been everything that the Lions could have asked for thus far, both on and off the field. Seriously, this guy has come in, he's talking, he's active, he's energetic, ready to win, and wants to win. And so he could lead. Here's how you win MVP. Now, it'd be kind of hard as a defensive player, but hey, most valuable player on the Detroit Lions would be awesome, just because we have so many good players now. But if you go to the Lions, the defense goes from just horrible last year. Obviously, it picked up at the end of the year, but it goes from a bad defense to a really good defense. Plus, the offense is doing well. The Lions come out, win the division, go deep into the playoffs. CJ Gardner-Johnson has to be the huge part for that, because we know the offense is going to be good. Now, if the defense can get off the field, get some momentum, get the ball to the offense, get up a couple scores, man, it's going to be a big difference between, remember, going toe-to-toe against the Seahawks in the season, Dolphins, back and forth. Our offense is trying everything they can, but the defense cannot get a stop. Now we've got a completely different defensive backfield paired with year 2 of Malcolm Rodriguez, James Houston. Who else? Aiden Hutchinson. Thank you. There he is. Year 2 of these guys, Kirby Joseph. So now, man, you have a good linebacker core, good defensive line. So CJ Gardner-Johnson is a guy that I just think we're not talking about enough about, because he can be so good. He's been in Dan Campbell's system. He knows Aaron Glenn. He's been on winning organizations. The guy is versatile. He's smart. He's tough. He's energetic. He's a leader. He checks every box, and he's a position of need. We needed the defensive backfield, so we've got a guy that we can trust now. And again, you look at Tracy Walker, not bad. Deshaun Elliott, not bad. Mike Hughes, but man, corners, this defensive backfield, just in week 2 of last year. And by the way, we'll just look at this real quick, how much the roster has changed. Jared Goff, Sudfield, fine. Running back, DeAndre Swift, ankle, questionable. No surprise. So it's Jamal Williams, Craig Reynolds at running back. Remember that. Amon-Ra, Chark and Reynolds, Khalif Raymond. And so we're just basically losing Chark out of there, but we replace him with Marvin Jones. But look at remember the offensive line, how banged up it was? Evan Brown, Stenberg, and Skipper are in. We only had our tackles on week 2. So hopefully we can stay healthier and be okay, because injured Jonah, Ragnow, Vaitai, Kramer. So our interior offensive line was all banged up. Man, defensive line. Remember when Michael Brockers played, but Aleem McNeil took over that. Isaiah Buggs, same thing. Those guys took over, and the next thing you know, Michael Brockers never played again. And that's okay. He was cool with it. Aiden Hutchinson, Charles Harris was healthy in week 2, but he never made it back. I think it was after week 2 that he went out. Austin Bryant's gone. Josh Pascal was not able to return until week 5. We had a ton of these guys that were just on injured reserve that were not eligible to return until week 5. And then when they did, it's like, yeah, geez. Linebackers, man. So anyway, I love it. I love how far the offense has come. The defense has come. It's going to be year 2 in Ben Johnson's offense. We're not talking about that enough. So CJ Gardner-Johnson is the man. Can't wait to see what he does. If he can improve the entire Lions defense, then that will improve the Lions record for sure. And so he'll be kind of the reason for it. MVP, love it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.